Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Tennova Healthcare. And from someone who has benefited from their care and seen the kind of care they've given to my family, take it from me. Trust Tennova Healthcare. That's who I trust. And we thank them very much for making shows like today's possible. Today, because we have UT Athletic Director John Currie with us today. I asked, as I said in the tease there, I asked on Twitter this week, what is the one change you would like to see John Currie make? And there were several suggestions, but the main one, bring back the Lady Vols name. You've been asked time and time and time again, why isn't it just being back? You'd be a hero with fan base if you brought it back. My question, you responded, I believe it was SEC Media Days this year, or SEC meetings down at Destin. I think you made the comment that it's like a Rubik's Cube or a puzzle. There's different things. But here's the thing. We know who's pulling on one side of the rope. Lady Vol fans want that name back. What we don't know and we're not clear on is who's pulling the rope on the other side. Why is it so complicated? Who doesn't want the name back? And what would be an argument for not bringing it back?
Sure. Well, first of all, for me, it never really went away. You know, when I left in 2009 and went to Kansas State and followed the Tennessee and Lady Vol programs from afar, and continued to be a fan even though I wasn't immersed in it. And then I come back in April of 2017, and one of the things we went right into was a huge winning. I didn't have anything to do with it, but I got to go watch some of the games in softball. And so I'd get in my car and say, where am I going today? I'm going to Lady Vol softball game, right? Because it never really went away from me. So I understand, and it's been very evident and portrayed sometimes rationally, sometimes irrationally, the passion that goes along with what the Lady Vol brand has meant through the years, what the Lady Vol logo has meant, and then the historical support of the University of Tennessee for excellence in women's athletics. Long before other people were forced to do it, the University of Tennessee was choosing to do it, thanks in part to the leadership of our presidents and, of course, Joan Cronin and Pat Summitt and lots of other folks behind the scenes. So I understand the passion of it. I understand what that logo and what that name means from a legacy perspective. And as we go forward, I've tried to listen to lots of different perspectives. And believe it or not, there are multiple perspectives. But sometimes the multiple perspectives aren't the loudest perspectives.
Can you illuminate what some of those other perspectives are?
Well, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, first of all, one of the things that changed here since I've been gone is, when I first came here, the official symbol of the University of Tennessee was the interlocking UT. Right. That was the symbol that was on Neyland Stadium's field, right? Mm-hmm. And then later it became the Power T. And then while I was away, the Power T became the official symbol of the University of Tennessee at Knoxville as part of the University of Tennessee at Knoxville's kind of expanded brand presence. And so that's a factor that one has to keep in mind. But down the road, long term, I know we'll have the right ways to continue to honor and recognize both the Lady Vol legacy and all those marks.
Okay, nice job. Is it fair to, let me put it this way, and this isn't so much a question, but you would help yourself, I think, from a PR standpoint, if you could tell people, here's the main reason, and the branding is part of it, but if you could tell people, here's the thing, this is the hardcore argument going to both ways. Problem I see, though, is why you'd help yourself PR-wise, it would appear to me that anyone who has that kind of power to make this a real battle back and forth would be someone that either writes a very large check or has some sort of say in the administration of the university, which means you would be throwing people under the bus who you can't afford to throw under the bus. So you have to take the slings and arrows in their stead while other people sit back and say, I don't want it back. Go handle it. You take the slings and arrows. Is that fair to guesstimate?
I'm not sure where all your conspiracy thought in that is going, all right?
I'm trying to give you cover as to why you won't say.
Well, let me go back to one of the things you said earlier, okay? You would help yourself, right, is what you said.
From a PR standpoint.
From a PR standpoint,
yeah, I think
right?
If you could, with that.
That should never be the primary reason for me to make a decision about anything. You should help yourself. You could help yourself from a PR standpoint. Again, going back to the reality of it is that athletics directors are going to have to make hard decisions about 20 sports, about a huge fan base, about ticket prices, and you name it. ADs are not going to be celebrated, right? They're going to be tolerated, and I'm going to do my best to be tolerated in the right way. But I think we got to continue to go forward, listening. even though I've been here for 4 months, I do learn new things about that particular issue every day. Candidly, I haven't had as much time to talk with our student athletes and our coaches about that particular issue. But I can tell you this, I perceive very much the feeling by our most ardent Lady Vols supporters through the years that there was a whitewashing of sorts of a history. And whether that was intended or not intended, I know that that's not how we should treat our people. And we're going to work hard to rectify that.
Sounds good. All right. John Currie, when we come back, we're going to be joined by 2 members of our panelists who they used to be longtime sports writers. Well, they aren't longtime sports writers, but they're fans. They admit it. They're just pure fans. We're going to get fan perspective questions as we speed things up and go into more of a rapid fire session with UT's athletic director. Come on back.